Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm being sent a bunch of stuff that dude, there's something going on today, folks. Something definitely going on today. I'm going to wait until people load up in the chat here to show you this. Hello, Global News Worms. Good afternoon, my friend. We want to definitely give Global News Wars a shout out for helping us put this stuff together so we can bring it to you. Um, Global News Wars, if you would put your link up in the live chat to your TikTok so people can know where to find you. Hello, Pam McCourt. Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you all. All right, so I put a community post up um, talking about this, but I figure I'm just going to go live instead of trying to edit a video and all that stuff and it taking time. I want to be able to get the news to you faster than what I would be able to if I just sat on this information and had to make a video and edit it and all this stuff. But there's been a possible terrorist attack in Washington, D.C. I'm not saying we know this 100% for sure, but there's something big going on, folks, in Washington, D.C. Because there's smoke pouring out of the Eastern Market Station in Washington, D.C. There's reports of either a train derailment or an explosion. Okay, and I want to show you this picture. I don't know how well it's going to come through with my phone and all that, but I want to show you this. Okay, all right, here it is. I think you can kind of see it. I'm going to keep it back ways, but you can see up here the smoke coming out of the station. Ready? Now there is some cussing, letting you know. There is some cussing in it, and I'm sorry, but I want you guys to get the raw footage here. So there, I'm going to show it to you one more time here. All right, for those of you just jumping on, there's smoke pouring out of a train station in Washington, D.C., and the reports that are coming in is it's either a train derailment or an explosion that has happened. You're not super late, Vanessa. We've only been going for 2 minutes. So they're beginning to evacuate this train station. The train station is the Eastern Market train station there in Washington, D.C., where they're reporting either a train derailment or an explosion has happened. Now, the reason I think it's a terrorist attack, and this is my opinion, I'm adding that as my opinion. Okay, uh, there's, like I said, there's reports of either a train derailment or an explosion, and I'm gonna say I'm siding with an explosion, a terrorist attack, because if you look at the smoke, it's yellow. All right, and I feel like that's indicative of sulfur. Okay, and so anyways, give me a second here. I'm trying to pull some more stuff up here. Um, there's a few things happening elsewhere, and this was earlier this morning, but I don't know if people know about it. But at the Malmstrom Air Force Base, all right, there is a real world active shooter. They've done a lockdown on this military base. I don't know what's happening right now, but they're saying that it's in response to an active shooter alert on the base. The safety of our personnel is of the utmost priority, and updates will continue to come from official channels. At this time, it is advised to shelter in place, and this is at the Malmstrom Air Force Base there in Great Falls, Montana. Okay, so now there's more to this. Now everybody knows about the person who shot up the parade there in Kansas City, okay, in Missouri, okay, but also there's been an explosion in Los Angeles, and multiple firefighters have been injured, okay, and so I'm going to show you that video now. Give me a second here. I'm trying to pull it up. It's kind of faint off in the background. You're going to see it right around where this smoke is. Here we go. All right, so there's an explosion there, and it shows the destruction of the explosion. and there's been multiple firefighters injured. 5
paramedic rescues at an explosion.
Now, I don't know if this was intentional, but it's funny. All these things are happening all at once. There's also in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, in Atlanta, Georgia, there has been multiple students shot at a high school in Atlanta, Georgia. I do not know which high school it is at this point in time. All right, but there, and also, there's another shooting happening right now. An active shooter has been reported at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Okay, so there's a lot happening right now, and this is all in America, all on the home front. Okay, and I'll be honest with you. For some time, we have been talking and warning people about these immigrants that keep coming into the country, and there's a lot of them that get over the border without being detected, and they have backpacks. And I mean, they're finding, and the people who are getting caught, they're finding massive bags of fentanyl, explosive devices, and things like that, explosives. All right, and so there's something going on, people. There's definitely something going on. We have a train that has possibly been attacked. For anybody that's just joining us, I am going to show that footage one more time. You're going to have to give me a second to pull it up here. All right, but you can see the smoke billowing. It's rolling along the roof or along the ceiling of the train station. But check this out. People are running. And the reports that are coming in, okay, is that there's been either a train derailment or an explosion. Okay, so going back over this, and I do have more news to share, but I want to focus in on what's happening here in America. All right, at the Air Force Base in Great Falls, Montana, the Malmstrom Air Force Base, there is a lockdown. There is an active shooter on the base. There is no word yet on how many people are injured, okay? But they're saying that they're advising everybody on the base to shelter in place, okay, and around the base. They're sheltering in place. Yep, and there was a active shooter in Kansas City. Can anybody confirm to me who was the active shooter in Kansas City? Does anybody know yet? Is that information come out yet? Also, there's been an explosion in Los Angeles, and I guess there's been multiple firefighters that have been injured, okay, in this explosion. I'm going to show you the video of that, and then it shows you the wreckage of the explosion. If you look where the plume, and I'm sorry, this is the way I can get it to you quickly. Otherwise, I have to edit it, put it into the editor, and it can take an hour or two to go through, and I'm trying to bring it to you guys quickly, all right? But here it is. Look right here where the plume is. You see the explosion? All right, and then they're going to show you the wreckage of the explosion right here. Now, I can't tell you if for sure these are terrorist attacks, but it seems these are all in alignment, real close together across the country. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know some interesting people. All right, and something that will happen is that you will see small attacks like this before major attacks, because they're going to test response times. They're going to test how long it takes for emergency response crews to get out there, how long it takes for police to get out there, how long it would take for, how long it gets them. These could definitely be tests. Okay, I'm going to continue playing this video here.
Fire Life Force 38. We've had an explosion of a CNG truck. We've got multiple firefighters down.
Multiple firefighters are down.
We're 2 blocks away from that explosion.
I'm sorry, my phone's dying here. Hold on, let me put it on the charger.
We got a firefighter down. Are conscious and breathing right now. They're both conscious and breathing.
Yeah. So, anyways, then there's multiple students that have been shot in Atlanta, Georgia, at a high school. I cannot confirm which high school yet. All right, but there has been multiple students shot at a high school in Atlanta. Okay, now give me a second here. There's also an active shooter, and this is breaking. This is fresh off the press. All right, an active shooter has been reported at Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Okay, so I want to make you guys aware of that. Now, going abroad here, still pertaining to some of the U.S. News, but going abroad, the U.S. has made a package deal, and they're announcing their plan for the establishment of a Palestinian state within weeks. Okay, the U.S. is behind it. Now, I'm going to warn you something. All right, and I can't remember every single detail. Okay, but back in the day, all right. You guys remember that movie, The Perfect Storm, with Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney? Okay, The Perfect Storm. All right, the fishing vessel that goes out, and there's this convergence of all these storms coming together, and it creates, it created a really bad storm. Anyways, that exact storm actually came right after they were trying to divide Israel back then. All right, God's fury and anger is being kindled right now. And the powers that be know exactly what they're doing. All right. And if America is behind this two-state solution, all right, and I'm going to go into something else and talk about this a little bit more, but you can bet your bottom dollar, all right, that America is going to be divided in some way or another. I'm talking geophysically, which means there's an earthquake coming that's going to literally divide our land in half, or politically, all right, which is already kind of happening, all right. But something is going to come of this, people. All right. Yes, I agree. Global News Wars, the New Madrid fault. All right. And there's already been signs that that's been waking up. Okay. Now, the people who are overseeing the emergence of the Antichrist, they're known as Share International. Okay. Share International. All right. And I'm going to tell you right now, these people believe that the spirit of Antichrist has been in communication with this group, Share International. All right, I believe it's out of the UK. All right, I think it's out of England actually, is where their home base is. Okay, and they believe, they've been saying for quite some time now, that the only way for the Antichrist to emerge, okay, is through the Palestinians getting justice for the things that have happened to them. But in reality, if we go and we look at the scriptures in Zephaniah chapter 2 and Joel chapter 3, it's God getting justice for the Jews, all right, for the blood that the Philistines, which are the Palestinians in modern day translation, of the blood that they had shed of the Jews in the land of Israel. And look at what happened on October 7th. Okay. Something big is coming, folks. And I'm talking something biblically big is coming, folks. All right. Like I said, for people just joining us, I'm going to try to pull up the video one more time. All right. But we have a possible attack in a, hold on one second. Give me a second here. I'm trying to pull it up. Give me a second here. I'm so sorry. I got to scroll up to it. A lot of stuff is coming in. We got some things to talk about this afternoon. I hope that you guys can hang in there with me because these things are important. Hold on. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, now, all right. So I'm going to show the people who are just joining us this video, okay, of this train station in Washington, D.C., the Eastern Market Station. And you see the smoke on the ceiling there. Now watch. Hold on. And the reports that are coming in is either it's been a train derailment underground or an explosion. Sorry for the cussing, but it's a raw video. There's no time to edit it. I wanted to get this information out to people. I got to plug my phone back in the charger, and we're going to go over some other things. For the people that are just joining us, there's an active shooter situation in what is it? Great Falls, Montana. There's an active shooter situation in Great Falls, Montana, on the Malmstrom Air Force Base. Everybody's being told to shelter in place. I don't know if it's near the White House, Wendy. I do not know. But everybody at the Malmstrom Air Force Base and around it is being told to shelter in place. Okay. There's also been an explosion in LA where multiple firefighters have been injured. Okay. We showed you that video. Hold on, give me a second here. In Atlanta, Georgia, there has been multiple students shot. So multiple kids have been shot. All right. And we pray for the children's well-being in Jesus' mighty name. We pray for the protection of all the people who are going through this stuff right now, all across the country. It seems like, and I'm not saying these things are coordinated, but I'm not saying they aren't coordinated either. It's no coincidence, people. These are things are just boom, 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 boom happening right now. All right, this is all breaking news, basically. But there's been an active shooter that has been reported at the Gardens Mall as well in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. All right, out of nowhere, the U.S. is making a deal, and they're announcing the plan for an establishment of a Palestinian state within weeks. Within weeks. All right, and I'm telling you right now, okay, you mark my words. As soon as they try to divide the land of Israel, God's going to kindle God's wrath and anger and his fury against this country. And I can almost tell you that's going to be like the football kickoff where we see chaos in this country. It's coming, and it's coming fast, people. All right. We need to be sticking close to Jesus at this time. Okay. It says right here, I'm trying to read this. Biden quickly advancing plan for Palestinian state. Biden administration and several Arab countries are advancing a plan to declare Palestinian state after the war in Gaza ends. The timetable expected to be announced within weeks. So I'm sorry, my mustache tickles my nose, from talking and all this stuff. It tickles my nose and it makes my nose itch. All right. So also in Tehran, Iran, all right, a fire has broke out at a chemical industry factory. West. Okay, it's west of Tehran in Shahryar, okay, which is west of the Iranian capital, Tehran. All right, I'm going to try to show you that video now. Give me a second here. But it's a chemical plant that's on fire near Tehran, Iran. All right, which is probably an area where they're trying to develop nuclear weapons. I can almost guarantee you. All right. So they might have been hit by the Israeli military or the U.S. military, but either or, okay, it's on Iranian soil. And all these things happening in America right now could be retaliation because of this, okay? So all these things are happening all at once. All right. Now, at the World Government Summit, Dr. Adhanom Ghebreyesus, all right, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but the guy that's the director of the World Health Organization has emphasized that the world is still ill-prepared for the next pandemic, and we were just talking about that earlier today, the video that we just made today. We were talking about how everything that happened before the first pandemic is lining up once again. It's almost literally like history is repeating itself. It's almost as if it's like Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray. I'm telling you. All right. It's literally like as if it's repeating itself. All right. And this guy has come out and said, the guy that is the director of the World Health Organization come out and said, there will be another disease X or a disease Y or a disease Z. And as things stand, the world remains unprepared for the next disease X and the next pandemic. Okay. So anyways, it's just crazy right now. Give me a second. I'm trying to, and I guess on a side note, Georgia has decided to send National Guard troops to the Texas border as well. So that's growing. Okay. Oh wow. All right. We have another shooting that's happening right now. There is a shooting in Idaho at a high school parking lot that has left 1 dead and 3 injured, and there's 2 people that have been arrested. All right, 2 people that have been arrested. All right. Give me a second here. I'm still going through this. And everybody has heard that Vice President Kamala Harris is possibly going to be taking Biden's place because of his mental, him being mentally unfit to run things. But everybody knows the Obamas are behind it all. Everybody knows the Obamas are behind it all. This is in the news, in the American military news. All right, there's been a surge in syphilis cases. All right, that has led some providers to ration penicillin. All right, something I will tell you that you can do to get natural penicillin. And oh boy, I don't care if YouTube bans me for this or what. People need to have this information, but learn how to cure meat with salt All right. You don't even have to refrigerate it. I'm sure there's YouTubes out there, but the stuff that grows on the outside of the meat when you are trying to cure meat with salt is natural penicillin. All right. Is natural penicillin. All right. Give me a second here. I do want to, make people aware of that. Um, yeah, and there's still an active shooter alert. Fox News is reporting it now. There in Great Falls, Montana, at the Malmstrom Air Force Base. There's an active shooter alert. People are being told to shelter in place. And I guess just recently there's been a terrorist arrested after being released by the Biden border agents. Wow. Give me a second here. And I guess just recently, there's been a huge barrage of rockets that have been fired from Lebanon towards northern Israel. All right, so that's just on top of everything that we're already talking about here. Give me a second. Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking about some time about all the terrorists and all the sleeper cells that are pouring into this country right now. All right. So it surprises me not that all these attacks just boom, 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 boom happen right in a row. Okay. And I think people, no matter where you're at, you need to have your head on a swivel, be prepared, be cautious, be alert, be aware of your surroundings. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. So it looks at this time, that's all the news that I have for you that I'm going to report to you guys. But like I was saying, none of this is for sure terrorist attacks. But to me, if you're going to go shoot up any school or any military base, that's a terrorist attack. I don't care how you try to sell it or how you try to rewrite it. That's a terrorist attack. Hold on one second. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for right now. But yeah, it just seems to me that things are really coming unglued right now. And on top of that, everybody's getting sick. I mean, we had a live yesterday for a half an hour plus some minutes. All right, and people have been just constantly emailing me, constantly commenting, saying I'm sick, my family's sick. I've been sick for days and days and days. And I mean, I cannot stress the fact that it reminds me of how the first pandemic happened. It was like everything was in place. Okay. And then they told the people what was going on. All right. But I'm telling you, we don't even know if people that have been coming through our border that are terrorists are releasing stuff. I know they have this Alaska pox things where they had the first person die from it. But I don't know if other people are infected or not. But I'm telling you, people, something's going on. And you mark my words. All right. You mark my words. It's 2:55 Eastern Standard Time on the February the 15th, 2024. And you mark my words, as soon as they divide Israel, and if America is a part of that division and giving God's land over to the Philistines, the Palestinians, all right, you better bet your bottom dollar something major is going to happen to America. Something major. Okay. And so I've actually been working on another video that I think you guys are going to all find interesting. We're going to have Brother Doc Marquis speaking on it, and I think everybody's going to be pretty amazed. But it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. It's going to upset a lot of people because a lot of people have itching ears. Well, around here we shoot it straight to you. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing. All right, but I care about God's people. I want to be nurturing and tender towards God's people. All right, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to love one another. But I can't stand some of the blasphemy that's happening right now on some of the channels on YouTube. There's people outright calling Jesus a liar. There's people outright, and I'm not going to call out any specific channels. All right, but I'm gonna go to different things that I know in different videos showing and proving what these people are doing is against scriptures, and people need to see it for what it is. Um, give me a second here. Anybody else, real quickly, before I start to plan to exit the live chat, okay? Because I don't have anything else to report right now. Does anybody else have any information on the things that we reported on, or any other stuff that's similar to it that they're seeing in their area? I don't know about any fog. I just know that all over the place, Pamela, all over the place, people are getting sick right now. All over the place, and I'm talking like it's an intense sickness. It's not just, and I mean, like, to me, I think frequencies can even be responsible for it. I'm not going to say it's a virus. I'm not going to say it's any of that stuff, but something's happening to where people are getting sick. All right, something big is going on, folks. Something, and I mean, it's darn near biblical. All right, especially here in America. But it's no coincidence that China had an uptick in all this stuff, and then it starts working its way over here. All right. So, okay, my mom just called me and told me not to stop by today because she is sick. Her exact words were, "I haven't felt this bad from the flu in years." Well, we pray for your mother, Wildflower, that she will start to feel better, that she will turn around from this. Tell her to take some colloidal silver, get her vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. Quercetin is another one to give her, and get her on a regimen of these supplements, and she's going to do a lot better. But I pray that Jesus just has his hand over her and keeps her through these times, Wildflower. But anyways, getting past all the other stuff, I'm asking people right now if people have any more information that they want to add to this news live that we're doing right now, because we're trying to talk about the news. I know there's a lot of people going through stuff right now, and we do prayer lives where we get together and we pray. All right, but I want to give people a chance to talk about the things that they might be seeing in their area as well. So, okay. All right. So it doesn't look like there's any more news to share. I am going to hop off of here. I wanted to make people aware of what's going on. All right. I don't know if all these attacks are coordinated, if they're all lone wolves or whatever, but it definitely seems like it's all kind of happening all at once. I did get a notification. Give me a second here. I'm going to check it real quick. Um, All right. So yeah, I guess I'm going to end this now. I appreciate all of you showing up to this live. I know it was a short one, but I definitely wanted to get this information to you quickly instead of sitting on it and waiting to edit a video. And I'm already working on a video right now, so I would have to stop that, start a new one, and it would just delay the process. So I'm sorry I had to show you the videos on my phone. I know it wasn't HD or 1080p or any of that stuff or 4K, but I hope you guys catch the gist of what's going on right now across the country. I can tell you, Barry, that my friend who is in law enforcement, he said right now that the departments are in trouble. All right, they don't have enough funding. People are quitting the job. There's not enough officers to go around. Our country is in some serious trouble, folks. In some serious trouble, and I can't stress that enough. All right. I mean, we are entering into a time where people are going to have to get their relationship going with Jesus Christ. All right. People have got to get close to Jesus in these last days. I had a person that commented, and I'm not demonizing anybody here, but I had a person that commented on another video and said, "Well, I guess there's no purpose to even be here anymore. I just wish Jesus would come." Have you forgotten the commission that Jesus Christ himself has given you to spread the gospel, the good news? That he has the ability to forgive sins and save people from their judgment. I mean, I'm telling you, people, and I'm going to say this. Get mad at me if you want, but people need to stop being so selfish and only thinking about themselves. There are people out there that are dying that are not going to heaven. All right, that's the reality of it. It says in the Bible that Jesus is long patient, or that he has long patience for the fruit of the earth. All right, and see, the numbers go down when you start speaking truth. All right, but I'm gonna speak truth. I don't care about numbers, but I notice it. I notice it. You have people that back out and that don't want to hear the truth. They want to be selfish. They want to be raptured up real quick. All right. But I'm telling you, this is spiritual warfare. All right. We all have people that we know that don't know Jesus. All right. We all have people that we don't that we know that don't know Jesus. All right. And if people would get off their tookuses, okay, and start preaching the gospel or praying for people preaching the gospel or backing up people that are out there winning souls, not just financially, but spiritually with prayer, all right, seeking God's face for them, crying out in the middle of the night for these ministries, all right, that are on the front lines, that are in the trenches, okay? I'm telling you people, all right, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. God wants people to be active right now. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I believe that the pre-tribulation rapture, and I'm not saying it relies on us because only the Father in heaven knows when the pre-tribulation rapture is going to happen. But I truly believe that God is waiting on us to get active. And he's going to do something in this country to shake people up so much that they're going to get active and they're going to stop being stale and stagnant. Okay? When water stands still, it gets smelly, it gets stinky, and it gets gross, and bacteria grows in it, and parasites grow in it. All right. And I'm telling you, if we don't start getting the Holy Spirit flowing in our lives and dishing that out to everybody in our lives and praying for people in our lives, I'm telling you, it's going to get stagnant. It's going to get stagnant. You cannot just hoard what God has given you. Okay. You have to share it with people. You have to get it out there. The time is short. I appreciate each and every single one of you that have come to this live. May God bless you all and may he keep you. And please don't forget to actually go out there and get into this world and change this world in which you live.